Hello and welcome to InThisCornerTV.com. I'm James Smith. Today we'll discuss not the State of the Union. No, I'll leave that up to President Barack Obama. But the state of professional boxing and what we can do to bring back the beauty of the greatest pure one-on-one sport on the planet, professional prize fighting. Boxing is facing unprecedented times. There are cultural and atmospheric changes that can and will be unsettling if the sport just sits back and tries to rely on what has always been its saving grace. Something, someone, or in some cases, a pairing of men come along that captivate the public. In the beginning, there was the great John L. Sullivan, then Jim Corbett, then the implementation of the Marquess of Queensberry rules, which would really change boxing forever. Then blacks being allowed to enter professional prize fighting. Along comes Jack Johnson. That would segregate part of the public, but open up a whole new audience for professional boxing. Then names like Jack Dempsey and Joe Louis and Rocky Marciano that galvanized the nation. Right when Marciano gets ready to go, along comes the greatest of all time, Muhammad Ali. And then when Muhammad Ali goes away, the little guys come in. Sugar Ray Leonard, Roberto Duran, Tommy Hearns, Marvelous Marvin Hagler. And then Iron Mike Tyson. He brings in a whole new hip-hop culture to professional boxing. There's always something, always somebody coming along that sort of saves the day. But these are different times. Much like the economy, we're in a sort of a recession. Boxing needs some restructuring, maybe some modification of its own. Boxing always comes out swinging when knocked against the ropes, or even in some cases, knocked down. What the people who run boxing need to understand is it's not just about promoting the next big fight, but promoting the sport of boxing and its fighters. You know they won't admit it, but the Bob Arums and the Don Kings have been there and done that. They've amassed their fortunes. They've created many boxing legends and solidified their own legacy in the sport. It's now up to the Golden Boys, HBO, Showtime, In This Corner, and you, the boxing fan, to bring about the restructuring and modification the sport now needs. What boxing must do is reach back into its bag of tricks and treats that made it so special and at the same time implement new ideas and changes. Yes, changes that can garner new fans and captivate and capture the public's imagination by getting the fans once again really involved emotionally in the sport. Even though boxing has produced some dynamic pay-per-view numbers, with Oscar and Floyd recently setting an all-time record, and with the tremendous worldwide popularity of Manny Pacquiao, the sport is facing a whole different dynamic than it has ever faced before. This is a totally different culture, a generation of video games, Wii and Xbox kids coming up who know much better the names like Shamrock, Couture, Liddell, and Silva than Hopkins, Mayweather, and Pacquiao. Here are some of the major issues facing the sport of boxing that I want to discuss with you. First off, the fledgling amateur program here in the United States. Way too many weight classes. Way too many world champions. The best not fighting the best consistently when they're at their best. How about we go back to some things that made boxing so popular? 15-round fights once again. Bring back the championship rounds, 13, 14, and 15, for unification bouts. How about same-day weigh-ins? Fighters will enter the squared circle at their natural and best fighting weight. Why can't we make changes? Everybody else does. Major League Baseball, the NBA, The NFL, college football, college basketball, hell, even the Little League World Series implemented instant replay. Why is boxing so against making changes? Perhaps it's still a renegade sport. Perhaps those that run the sport don't want the changes, but I know you, the public, demand the changes. So grab yourself a cold Tecate and think a little bit. And then email me directly at smitty@inthiscornertv.com. I want to hear from you. And make sure you log on inthiscornertv.com and become a subscriber. We'll check you out next week on Smitty's Corner.